Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another horrible case with you. When a person completes their education and starts a job, they often make many new friends there. We begin to trust some of these people and even share some secrets of our lives with them. However, if someone's life is lost because of one of those secrets, it becomes very difficult to trust colleagues who are supposed to be friends. This story is from Balangir, a city in the Indian state of Odisha, and it involves a beautiful, young, and talented 24-year-old woman named Mamita Meher. Meher lived in a small village called Jarni in Balangir, where half the population is educated and the other half is illiterate. Meher was among the educated individuals and was a teacher by profession. She taught at a school in the district of Kalahandi, about 55 miles from her home. The name of the school was Sunshine English School, and in a short time, Meher became a favorite teacher of many students. Everything was going well until the beginning of 2020 when, due to COVID, all schools, markets, and public places in India were closed. Well, 2020 passed, and in 2021, as COVID cases began to decrease, some public places started to reopen. At that time, the president of the management committee of Sunshine School was Gobinda Sahu. Besides being the president of the school management committee, Gobinda had friendships with politicians. Therefore, whenever there was a function at the school, many prominent politicians from the city attended. Gobinda Sahu was so well known that even the then Home Minister of Odisha attended the school's functions. Now we come to the date October 8th, 2021. Gobinda called Meher, a teacher at his school. Gobinda told Meher, "The schools is about to reopen, and I need to discuss something important with you. If possible, can you come to meet me?" Meher agreed and informed her family that she was going to meet Gobinda. After that, Meher left her house to meet Gobinda. It had been a long time since Meher had gone out of her house due to the lockdown. Gobinda Sahu had arrived at a place called Chandotara in his car and had asked Meher to come there as well. So, Meher got ready and took a public bus from her village to Chandotara. Now they talk in the car as time slowly passes. However, by noon, Meher still hasn't returned home. This causes her family to start worrying because it was getting dark. Meher's family tries to contact her, but her phone is switched off, creating a tense atmosphere at home. On the morning of October 9th, some family members go to her school to look for her. However, they find the school gate locked, though they continue their search for Meher. Meher was the warden of the girls' hostel at the school, so her family also looks for her in the hostel. Meher stayed in the hostel because her home was far from the school, but when her family reaches her hostel room, they find it locked as well. They ask around about Meher, but they learn that no one has been in that room since the lockdown. Hearing this increases the family's anxiety. With no other option, they decide to seek help from the police and go to the nearest police station the same day. They try to file a missing person report for Meher, but the police refuse to file the report upon hearing the name Gobinda Sahu. The police told Meher's family, "Your daughter must be somewhere nearby and will return home soon, so there's nothing to worry about." The reason the police didn't file a complaint was that Gobinda had connections with influential city ministers. Disheartened, Meher's family returned home, but turned to social media to find her. They shared the whole story on social media, and Meher's friends, relatives, and acquaintances began posting about her disappearance and the suspect. The posts quickly went viral because it was during the lockdown, and everyone was home and active on their phones. Within a few days, the post spread across the state and caught the attention of some local news agencies, which then covered the story. Additionally, it became a political issue, and opposition party members began protesting against the police's behavior. Even Meher's school students and teachers took to the streets, demanding Gobinda's arrest. The hashtag Justice for Mamita Meher started trending on Twitter. Under pressure from all sides, the Balangir police had no other option but to arrest Gobinda. On October 8th, Meher left to meet Gobinda, and on October 13th, Gobinda was called to the police station for an investigation. It was evening, and at the police station, The police questioned Govinda about Meher's disappearance. Govinda admitted that he had asked Meher to meet him on the morning of the 8th. He needed her for some school-related work, but after talking for a while, Meher left, and he had no idea where she went. The police accepted Govinda's statement, and then something unexpected happened. Only a short time had passed since Govinda's questioning began when night fell. The police continued their questioning, but suddenly, the power went out across the entire city, plunging the station into darkness. When the power came back after some time, the police realized that Govinda Sahu had escaped from the police station. When the public learned about this incident, they were very disappointed with the police. The opposition political party started criticizing the ruling party. People began questioning how Govinda managed to escape from a police station that had numerous officers and constables at every gate, surrounded by 6-foot-high walls. When the power goes out at the police station, the inverter usually works, but why wasn't the inverter at this police station turned on quickly? The question now was, how could someone escape from the police station amidst such high walls and so many police officers? Additionally, the opposition party also alleged that Govinda Sahu did not escape from the police station, but was rather let out as part of a plan. In fact, Govinda was a close friend of the Home Minister at the time, who was also the Energy Minister. The entire police administration falls under the Home Minister, and the entire electricity department falls under the Energy Minister. All these factors pointed to the fact that Govinda Sahu didn't escape from the police station, but was rather let out as part of a plan, according to the opposition party. The general public also started to believe that Govinda Sahu could not have escaped the police station without political support, which led to significant public anger regarding the police's actions. According to some news articles, during protests on the streets, people even threw eggs and tomatoes at the police in anger. On October 13th, Govinda was captured, and on the same day he escaped from the police station. In this same district, there is a college named Anchalika Mahavidyalaya. Actually, this college also falls under the management of Sunshine English School, which means this college was also under the supervision of Govinda Sahu. A stadium was being constructed for the students at this college, and many construction workers were working there. Now, on October 19th, some workers were digging a deep pit on one side of the college campus. But after digging a 5-foot deep pit at one spot, some workers noticed a human body buried in the soil. Parts of the body were burned, and some parts were decomposed. Seeing this, the workers were horrified and immediately called the police. Meanwhile, someone informed the media about it, and the news started to go viral. Now, some people began to claim that this dead body was Meher's. However, when the police thoroughly investigated the site, they found a necklace, anklets, and a purse there. The police then called Meher's family to identify the dead body. Hearing this, Meher's family was initially scared because they were already grieving over their missing daughter. Nonetheless, Meher's parents came to the crime scene and, gathering their courage, looked at the dead body. But the condition of the dead body was so bad that it was very difficult to identify it. So later the police showed the items found near the body to Meher's family, and upon seeing those items, Meher's parents said that yes, these things indeed belonged to Meher. However, it was still not confirmed that all this belonged to Meher, because before making any statement, it was very important for the police to conduct a DNA test on the body. Besides that, an autopsy had to be done, so the body was quickly sent to the hospital, and blood samples from Meher's parents were also taken. On the other hand, the police did not find any information about Govinda Sahu. For this reason, one police team started a thorough investigation of the crime scene, and another team set out to find Govinda. Even though Govinda had been absconding for a week, when the police found the dead body of a girl, within 2 hours, Balangir police arrested Govinda from a sugarcane field. Govinda was the last person to meet Meher before she disappeared, so the police detained Govinda at the police station and began their interrogation. This time, Govinda was interrogated strictly because the entire police department's reputation was at stake because of this one man. According to the investigator, Govinda Sahu broke down in a short time and admitted that he was the one who killed Mamita Meher. The story Govinda Sahu then told the police was bone-chilling. Friends, before moving forward in the video, I have a small request for you. I want to let you know that behind the David True Crime channel, there is a team of 5 people who work hard to bring you the best quality content through thorough research. If you appreciate our efforts, you can support us according to your preference by visiting the link provided in the description. Your small support will motivate us to work effectively on the channel. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the story. Gobinda had first called her to the Chandatara area, where he arrived in his car, and when Meher arrived, he made her sit in his car as well. Afterwards, in the moving car, Gobinda strangled Meher and said that he had planned the entire incident beforehand. In fact, Gobinda had been preparing for this murder since October 6th, and he had thought of everything in advance, from committing the murder to hiding the body. Now, Anchalika Mahavidyalaya also came under Gobinda Sahu's supervision. That's why he decided to bury Meher's body at the construction site of the same college so that it would be covered up, and no one would ever find Meher's dead body. Gobinda even dug a 5-foot deep pit, threw Meher's dead body into it, covered it with some wood, and then set it on fire. After disfiguring Meher's face and burying her body, Gobinda quickly returned to his home. However, hearing this whole story, the police doubted that Gobinda could not have done all this alone in one day. Surely someone must have helped him with this entire incident. Besides, the police still needed to understand the motive behind this murder. What kind of enmity could Gobinda Sahu have had with a female teacher that he had to plan her murder so meticulously? Eventually, the police also learned the whole story of Meher's background. Meher had completed her schooling at Sunshine English School. She then completed her graduation from another college and returned to Sunshine School in 2017 as a teacher. In this same school, Meher met Gobinda Sahu, who suggested that Meher stay in the school's girls' hostel because the journey from her home to school was quite far. Speaking of Gobinda Sahu, he was initially a common farmer who owned a lot of land. However, he later opened his own school and eventually became the president of its management committee. Due to having more land in the village and an English medium school, he gained recognition akin to a prominent politician in the city. Now, after the full story came out, the police developed a rather bizarre theory about the motive behind Meher's murder. Apparently, Meher had found out about Gobinda's extramarital affair and was betraying his wife. Due to this, Gobinda decided to kill Meher. Additionally, another theory surfaced that Gobinda had an evil eye of all the girls residing in the Sunshine School's girls' hostel and had sexually assaulted some of them. When these incidents came to light, even opposition party members began questioning why several politicians stayed overnight at Gobinda Sahu's school when they could stay in a hotel instead. It was also alleged that Gobinda Sahu was running a large sex racket in his school hostel. This led some prominent politicians to protect Gobinda, as his exposure could potentially uncover their own involvement. Meher had already discovered all of Gobinda's secrets by now. So, in the early days of 2020, she had threatened Gobinda that she would tell everyone about his misdeeds. However, then the lockdown happened, and now Gobinda also started fearing that Meher might reveal something to someone. For this reason, Gobinda decided to contemplate killing Meher. Gobinda had 2 plans. According to the first plan, he called Meher to discuss something school-related and asked her to come with him in his car, driven by a driver named Radheshyam. There, Gobinda told Meher not to tell anyone about his secrets and warned her of severe consequences if she did. However, Gobinda also tempted Meher with money, but Meher threatened Gobinda again that if he didn't quit his illegal business immediately, she would inform the police. But Gobinda had already decided at home that if Meher didn't comply, he would kill her. According to the second plan, he strangled Meher and killed her. After that, he went straight home. During this time, Meher's dead body was inside the car, known to Gobinda's driver. However, upon reaching home, Gobinda sent his driver to his house and later came home, took a shower, changed clothes, ate something, and then went to sleep. During this time, Meher's dead body remained in her car for nearly 7 hours, and she had no fear of anyone. Later in the evening, Gobinda arrives at the college, where he had arranged to dig a 5-foot deep pit with the help of big machine a day earlier. Upon arrival, Gobinda calls his driver and instructs him to quickly bring some dry sticks to the college. After the entire college is empty and the laborers have gone home, Gobinda brings Meher's dead body inside the college in his car. Then he throws Meher's dead body into the same pit and throws some dry sticks on top and sets it on fire, and then after the body burns, he closes that pit properly. Now after the police come to know the whole story, on 21st October, Radheshyam is also arrested, and in addition to this, JC, the driver who dug the pit, and a staff member of Sunshine School, Munsi, are also arrested. But a few days later, these two become government witnesses and testify against Gobinda in court. However, on 22nd October, the police take Gobinda to the college campus, and there the entire incident is recreated. Meanwhile, the police also receive the DNA report of the dead body, and it matches 100% with the DNA of Meher's parents. After this, on 23rd October, the police team reached the hostel of Sunshine School. In this hostel, Meher used to stay in room number 20, but here the police notice something strange, that this room is locked with a different lock compared to the locks on other rooms. According to some people, between October 8th and 13th, Gobinda Sahu came to this hostel and broke the lock of the room and went inside. Upon hearing this, the police understood that Gobinda might have come with the intention of destroying Now, because the lock was broken here, Gobinda installed a new lock. After hearing the story of this pre-planned murder from a school teacher, the entire state of Odisha was furious. Additionally, people started demanding the resignation of Gobinda Sahu's friend, the Home Minister. Anyway, time passed like this, and after questioning many people, the police submitted a 2,000-page charge sheet in court in January 2022. In addition, forensic reports, scientific, and technical evidence were also presented in court. On September 8, 2022, the case began in Kantabanji Civil Court. However, on December 20, 2022, Gobinda was supposed to appear in court for a hearing. But when some police constables went to Gobinda's cell, they found that Gobinda Sahu had committed suicide by hanging himself with a shawl tied to the window. This raised several questions. Gobinda's defense lawyer claimed that just a few days earlier he had spoken to Gobinda and he seemed perfectly normal. Gobinda Sahu's wife insisted that Gobinda couldn't have done this and alleged that he was murdered in jail. Despite these assertions, an inquiry was conducted, and human rights activists also got involved. During this time, a theory went viral that a few days before, Gobinda had demanded bail from the court, but it was denied, leading him to depression and ultimately suicide. Now, since the accused is no longer alive, the court faces the challenge of determining whom to penalize. Therefore, the case concludes here. So with that, the Mamita Meher murder case comes to an end right here. Additionally, if you want to recommend any case for us to make a detailed video on, you can write the name of that case in the comment section. If you appreciate our efforts, like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. Thank you.